In this class, we are to look at CSS syntax. Remember, I'm still your friend. Ahebwa Martin here at PowerMobs Foundation, Elite Schools. We are looking at HTML, and now we are doing CSS. We want to upgrade our HTML code. So let's continue. Now in CSS, this tutorial number 2, I'm going to be talking about syntax. So let's see what is the syntax in CSS. So CSS, we said that CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. So I'm saying that a CSS comprises of style rules that are interpreted by the browser and then applied to the corresponding elements in your document. A style rule is made up of 3 parts. Number 1, we have a selector. And what is a selector? A selector is an HTML tag at which a style will be applied. This could be any tag like h1 or table, this table tag, etc. So we call these ones table, we call these HTML tags. So we are saying that a selector can be applied to any HTML tag. That is why we are saying that this is an example of an HTML tag. Then we are having a property. So what is a property? A property is a type of an attribute of HTML tag. Put simply, all the HTML attributes are converted into CSS properties. They could be color, border, etc. So properties, we are going to see them as we continue. Then values are assigned to properties. For example, we have color property can have the value either red. So this is red in words, but we have what we call color codes. So this is a color code which means red. So and others, we can put CSS styles rule syntax as follows. So let us see how we can apply the CSS style rule. Let us see how we can apply the CSS style rule. So we have it here. So we have something like this of this sort. We have a selector, that is the HTML tag. Then we have a property here, what we want a condition. So what is the value of the condition is the thing we put here. So we are saying you can define a table border as follows. So table, this is a table tag. So but now we are in CSS, so we put table, then we open the braces, then we put there the property here and the value. So this is the property and the value. So this is border, meaning that we want our table to have a border of 1 pixel and solid color. This is the color we want it to be having. I told you that these are color codes, but at the same time you can apply words to some colors. They allow some colors allowed to be written in English like statements. So now here table is a selector, is a selector, and a border. Here table is a selector and border is a property. So I'm meaning here. So here table, this is what I'm meaning. The table here is a selector. This one is the selector, and the border is the property. And given value 1 pixel. This is pixel. We read it as it is px, but in web design we call it a pixel. So pixel. Solid color. This is the color, is the value of that property. So that is it. So let's continue. You can define selectors in various simple ways based on your comfort. Let me put these selectors one by one. So let's continue and see the types of selectors. We are going to see all these in the coming video, or in the coming at the same time as we continue to learn about CSS and the HTML. So let's continue the type of selectors. So this is the same selector we have seen above. So again, one more example to give a color level. So let's see, a color at all level 1 headings. So now, meaning that here what it is meaning that we want our heading 1, this H1, to be affected by color, this color which we are giving here, the color code. So let us try to do it. In our HTML, let us create a simple HTML. I told you when you are dealing with HTML, the first thing you have to be having what we call a text editor. And by now, I know if you have been following my tutorials, but now you know how to work with HTML. So let me open up my text editor here. So I will click on start and type and open Notepad. Notepad++. So you can go on internet and install it. You install Notepad++. So here we are going to create our HTML document. So let us create our HTML, and I told you that an HTML stands with a doc type. So doc type HTML, doc type HTML, Then we open here HTML. Then we close HTML. I told you that each tag opens and closes. Then inside HTML, we have a head. We have a head. Then head opens and head closes. Then inside a head, we have another tag called title. Title. Then title opens at the same time title closes. Then this one is done. After the head, we have what we call the body. Then we have the body opening and the body closing. So this is the structure of HTML. We save it. That is either Control S or you click on File, then choose Save As. So then you come here. I'm going to save it on desktop, and I'm going to create there a new folder, and I'm going to call it CSS. I open that folder. I open the folder CSS, and now my file, I'm going to call it index.html. Then I save it. So now I have my HTML structure, or the HTML page structure saved. So inside the title, I can say CSS learning class. Then I continue in the body. I put there my tag H1 heading 1. Can say my heading 1 opening, my heading 1 closing. Then inside this, I can say cascading. Can put the CSS language, cascading language. Then I save changes. Now I can see, I want to test, is my work running. Let me go on. So let me go on and test. I will click here, open on desktop. I open desktop. I look for CSS folder. It is here. Then I open my index through the web browser of Google Chrome. All right. So my file is running steady. So let's continue and add there the CSS. Now, the other time when we were doing this, we used to do this one. We learned about doing this. And if we were to add colors, we would just type there. For example, here, I would just put there the boarding tag. Here, I cross board. So I save, and I come here, I reload. So now I find that my work is boarded. So let's say that I applied italics. At the same time here, italics, I save changes, and I come here, I reload. Now my work gets, my web page gets on italics format. So, but now we want to use CSS. Or cascading style sheet. So they are saying that this is the same selector we have seen above. Again, one more example to give a color to all level 1 headings is this. So if we use H1 color this, it means that if I bring this one and I copy it, let me copy it, I bring it here and I say, I paste it there. Now I say I can say style. I can put there style equals. Then if I remove this, and at the same time I remove this, and at the same time I put this in quotes, then I close this one from here. So now I'm saying H1 style color this one, then I save changes. If I come here and I reload, now you see my page is changing, my words are changing due to this, to the CSS I have applied. But this type of CSS is and inline CSS, we are going to see them as we move on. But now I'm applying this CSS on heading 1 to have this color. So we are going to be seeing all these as we continue. So let's continue. So we have H1 and how we can apply it. So let's go to the universal selectors, So rather than selecting elements of a specific type, the universal selector quite simply matches the name of any element type. So like this, how? So this one, it means that you are not selecting only one element, but you are selecting all elements in your HTML code or in your HTML web page. So if I apply this, it means that all my work will be in this color. So let us continue. So they are saying that this rule renders the content of every element in our document in black. So if you use a star, it means that you are making your work to be all in color black.